I am totally illiterate. Philosophy is easy. Anyone?
Why, hello, zoo citizens. Today I bring you hilarious, albeit somewhat pathetic news. The Quarantine Collective Discord server has banned me, Derrideme, your humble zoo servant, and this new policy of the Quarantine Collective brooks no literacy is indeed strange for this server, a vibrant community for philosophy enthusiasts where I was about to lead a Derrida reading group, and where, over the past year or so, I've spent hundreds of hours and sent thousands of messages. But this video isn't for outrage or for solidarity, however tediously pathetic my ban was. It's for amusement. I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the antics of beloved children's character Brooks, the owner of the server and the one whose strange insecurities led to my absurd homo soccer style ban. The moderators on the Ardeliz subreddit recently kicked out Brooks, and this video is dedicated to them. Details about my future zoo Discord worker in the description. A very special thanks goes out to Brooks himself for providing footage of his day-to-day life for the background visuals of me explaining what happened with my ban. Know that to oppose the zoo is to make one's every breath a crime.
So the first three of these instances will all be places where Brooks's ego is hurt by me. Brooks creates a new Newbie chat channel. On the first day of its existence, I have some exciting conversations with students in the channel. Randomly that evening, almost the entire channel is deleted with no explanation or warning. I go and ask about it. Basically, one person posted a meme, and then the moderating team, and was directed by someone on the moderating team, I apologize, was directed by Brooks to purge the channel. And without warning, many of my messages were deleted. When I went to go look at them, I was like, why are they gone? I was quite pissed about this because I put quite a bit of effort to my interactions with students and with people and with anyone I'm discussing philosophy with. And I won the argument, and Brooks apologized, and they shouldn't have done it. So I didn't do anything wrong other than set a precedent on the channel where you don't randomly burn entire channels. But I did make Brooks looked pretty silly. His response to me was, I was just playing with my kids and I have to deal with this. Oh yeah, dude, a bunch of shit was deleted. You got to explain it. Why'd you ignore my messages? It's been hours. You're responding to others. Like, well, I can't work the notification on my iPhone. Brooks did not look very good in this exchange. He was defensive, emotional, histrionic, ridiculous. In the end, he did apologize. To his credit. But that was over. I've sent a message saying everything's okay. I'm excited for the future of the channel, all of this, right? But I suspect a blow to Brooks' ego. Second event, a series of 2 events. So in the time between that and these events, Brooks very nice to me. I talked to Brooks, joke around with him. I have a nice time with him. It's clear he's trying to like buddy up to me and how he's interacting with the channel, and I appreciate it. I don't have any really, well, now I do, but I didn't really have any personal dislike of Brooks. But anyway, fast forward. Brooks really likes this article called ChatGPT is bullshit. He posts all about it. He loves saying bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I make an argument about how the bullshit's defined. I make an argument against the article. He replies, you misread XYZ, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, happy to respond. I give what is a very, I think, jolly, clear, precise response, and in terms of rigor, in terms of what's correct, I win the whole argument completely, hands down. But I do so very politely, and I'm granting and being open to everything Brooks is saying. And he spends about, from what I saw, an hour to 2 hours composing a response which was like a 10th grade novice debater screaming at somebody. Sarcastic, bolded, interrogatory questions. You misread this. You didn't get that. You didn't get this. He talked to me like I was an idiot. And so I replied, the first line of Brooks's message was, always fun to respond to things like this. God knows what he meant. Always fun to respond to rigorous, correct, better arguments than yours. But my reply was, it's not fun for me. I'm not going to respond. Thank you, though. Also, that same day, Brooks had offered to repair my computer, and just as he sent his response, he said, I need you to do this, so I can help repair your computer. I had initially appreciated it, but he had just talked to me like I was an idiot. He was barking commands at me in the computer repair. I was like, it's okay, dude. I'll get my computer repaired otherwise. Or I just will throw it in the ocean. I'm not going to be talked to like that. So why didn't I respond to his initial thing? I had already won the argument. He was talking to me like I was an idiot. And it's important to model for students, for people curious, that kind of interaction is not one you have to participate in. So I simply disengaged. Brooks wanted my approval through my engagement. It's very clear. And he didn't get it. I took my toys and went home. That's not something he was going to forgive. Final incident. So fourth incident. Was interaction with someone who I've had a lot of very positive moments on the server with, a guy named Bob, a guy who I like, but a guy who has pretty consistent conniptions on the server, screams at people, tells them they're stupid, tells them to go fuck themselves, all sorts of stuff, pretty regularly to me and to others. And with me in particular, is quite attached to the idea that we agree on everything, that he and I have all the same opinions on everything, and we decided all this a long time ago, and so why am I arguing with him? Whenever somebody says this to you, it's not just a very annoying sort of erotic implication or erotic investment on their part. It's also a guaranteed sort of eventual blow up, because you're not twinsies with anybody, and if somebody thinks they're twinsies with you, the moment you start articulating what you actually believe, they're going to get all pissed at you. So what happened? Why did a fight with Bob happen? Well, there was a student talking about, I say student, we're all students, but there's somebody talking about readings of Hegel and saying X, Y, and Z person doesn't understand Hegel. They cut and paste them together, etc. I forget who exactly, but basically they're not going to help you understand Hegel. And Bob's response to them is, well, I'm too much of a pragmatist to believe one can simply understand an author. I think structurally this can't be understood except as an advocacy of illiteracy. If somebody is saying that someone is unfaithfully reading an author and you say, well, I don't care, I'm a pragmatist, absent some very specific clarifications or determinations, you're literally advocating pragmatism as illiteracy. And so I said something like this. I said, I don't care what it, I don't care what it says, I'm a pragmatist. And I was like, that's an ed position. My position is I believe in reading the text. Ed position means, I can't read, I'm illiterate. It's a French bachelor. So I poked fun at Bob. I was like, hey, this dismissal of the student of, I'm a pragmatist, I don't care about this, I was not okay with, and so I defended by poking fun with Ed. Bob flips his shit, tells me, first of all, he says, you and I agree on polyvocal readings, etc. He says a bunch of phrases that I literally could not tell you what they mean about how we supposedly agree on text. So why am I arguing with him? Then he absolutely flips his shit and says, you know what? This is an offensively stupid interpretation of what I said. Fuck that. It's fucking stupid. Something like this, right? So he blows up at me. And so what I respond, I'm very familiar with Bob's conniptions. I said, talk to me respectfully or not at all. Bob says, not at all. Unfriends, gets all pissed off. And then one of the moderators, the same moderator who was so happy, someone I liked, I joked around with quite a bit, told me they were so excited and happy to give me a reading group, said, you demand respect when you compare someone to an illiterate French bachelor character. And what I would say is two things. One, poking fun at someone with an imaginary character is very different than exploding at them and telling them what they said is fucking stupid. And Bob went on to say a bunch of things about how I was horrible to everyone and I blew up at everyone. All this just kind of nonsense. So he was very global, kind of lost his shit at me. So complete breaking of decorum and civil discourse. Ed is not like this. Second thing, Bob was literally letter for letter, à la lettre, advocating illiteracy in response to somebody advocating literacy. My response was, what I said speaks for itself, and I don't feel compelled to say anything more. So I disengage, say what I say speaks for itself. Later that night I was banned with absolutely no explanation. And when I messaged this moderator who had said Bob's response was reasonable, he said, it's based on your entire history of your engagement of the server, this ban, all the moderators agree, it wasn't unilateral. I have friends on the moderator, not all the moderators agree. it was unilateral. It was Brooks taking the shit personally, not listening to anyone telling him how positive I was to the server, and banning me. There's no entire history of me doing anything negative on the server. I'm straightforwardly, uniformly positive presence on the server. I'm a rainmaker for the server, baby. That's why they gave me the reading group. A reading group that is now in brilliant, capable hands, and I recommend it highly. I can't say the same for the server itself. It's not in capable hands, insofar as Brooks is on the loose. Will he want your approval as badly as he wanted mine? Will he be as pissed at you when you don't give it? Who knows? But these sorts of purges and completely unaccountable bans, the least one can say about them is it's not very Deleuzian. I hope that there is eventually some limiting of Brooks's ability to do this sort of thing unilaterally, or that he just goes away again because it was great when he was not around. The server is much better. But justice for Ed. Here is me doing Brooks impressions and making up random jokes about him for the next few minutes. There you go.
He has to be credited. It has to be said. He got hundreds, if not thousands, of students of Deleuze to realize they needed somebody else to help them read it.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks, your nutrient paste is in the feeding vat. Of course he doesn't speak French, but I will say this. Of all those who have attempted retranslating Anti-Oedipus, Brooks is unquestionably the loudest. And isn't loudness the French we make along the way? Did somebody put virgins in the feeding vat?
If somebody puts another goddamn virgin reindeer in Brooks's feeding vat, I have their ass.
Brooks's presence on this server is a lot like when a football coach taught your high school social studies class, except that it's much, much, much worse.
What happened? I was just playing with my kids.
That's my best Brooks impression.
The saddest part about Brooks being such a coward and never speaking to me about my ban, even up to this point, he's never said a word to me about it, is I never got to say to him that if he struck me down now, I would become more powerful than he had ever imagined. Brooks got rich out of Star Wars, so that would be my joke.
So this is how democracy dies. Not with a brain, but with a Brooks. For about a year I was on the Deleuze server, and I basically never encountered Brooks. And I think he got kicked from the Deleuze subreddit and started managing the server, and, well, that's how 9/11 happened.